Go like the video right now. Go like it.
Like
the video. Go
You
like
like it.
Go like the video. Stop. It's the first thing you should do. Like the video.
And then you have to upgrade and find, so you have to, when you first start, you literally have to go out and find rocks on the ground and twigs to be able to make a rock.
You have to find rocks to make a rock.
A rock.
You gotta get rocks and twigs to make a rock. And then you get to meet the rock.
The rock. And he rocks.
Greetings, everybody. This is Morning Eggnog. My name is James. With me, as always, Caleb.
Good morning, everybody.
So, Caleb, I don't remember why we were looking this up, but I was at my in-laws' house, and I realized how many presidents I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, I should, start a podcast where I go through all the... There's already a podcast, obviously, about that. It's called Presidential. You should check it out. I haven't listened to a single one. But
it's learn about these presidents.
It looks interesting. I just pressed back, of course. So now everything that I was going to look at is gone. But there's so many of them.
There's a lot of presidents.
And the only talk about the ones who were assassinated.
Yeah.
So
they only talk about assassinated presidents.
Well, no. They go through every person. But Franklin Pierce. Did you know? I didn't know who he was.
Nope.
Mark Van Buren.
That's a nice name.
Yeah, Benjamin Harrison. Grover Cleveland, obviously. Yeah. Chester A. Arthur. And then, obviously, Theodore Roosevelt. And then Theodore Roosevelt was also a vice president.
Oh, really?
Before. I don't know if it's it could have been, but it's Theodore Roosevelt, and then he had 2 terms. And then Franklin D. Roosevelt had 3 terms.
Yeah. I think he was the only 3-term. Or was the other one also a 3-term?
Just 2.
Yeah. I thought so. I thought he was the only 3-term, and then they actually came out with term limits.
Yeah. Warren G. Harding. So anyway, I just found that fascinating, and this is making for a good podcast. So that was something that I found interesting.
Yeah,
and I need to know more about these presidents and what they did and what their politics were and how we got to where we are today.
See, the thing is do I really want to know? Honestly, am I actually
definitely
going
not,
to?
because if you dig into George Bush for a second.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
I don't know. When was the last time the United States is more of a whole was proud of their president? We're more divided than we've ever been. You do realize there was a civil war, right? No, we're not. That's one of my new favorite things I've heard.
That's funny. I like that's pretty good. We're more divided than we've ever been. Well, the war hasn't started quite yet.
Not quite. And first off, the dang liberals will they'll be the worst, and the dang conservatives will be even worse.
Worse and worser, huh?
Yep, worse and worse.
We're making a new political movie called Worse and Worser.
Where you get to choose between Stalin or Hitler.
Da, 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 da. Ha! Welcome to Worse or Worser, the game where you get to choose the worst or the worser thing.
Tapioca pudding or fisheye soup?
Or Jell-O. Tapioca pudding or Jell-O.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're both terrible.
So the other day, my girls were so excited. They made multi-flavored Jell-O. And they were super excited.
Was it just brown?
No, it layered out. So the top half was purple and the bottom half was red.
That's pretty dope.
It switched out. And my wife walks in and goes, "Hey, our daughter's made some Jell-O." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice. Jell-O." And she goes, "Do you want a piece?" I just kind of looked at her, and she just kind of looked at me and
I didn't know you did.
Your children made this. You're going to eat the Jell-O.
I didn't know you didn't like Jell-O this much.
I hate it. And so I take it and I put it in my mouth and I'm like, and my wife just starts dying laughing. And she says "I didn't know you hated Jell-O this much." And that's because I never eat Jell-O.
It's eating raw chicken.
It's just...
I don't know what it... Yeah, you're right. I don't know what it's...
Disgusting.
It doesn't bother me that much.
It's it's not the flavor. I enjoy the flavor of Jell-O.
Good.
It's the rubbery, chewy...
It's the thought of chewing up horse hoof?
No,
or bone
it's
or whatever
just
it
the
is?
texture on my teeth. I'm a texture guy.
Yeah.
Like if now that you're thinking, like if you put a piece of, and you start chewing on it and you think about what it feels like to chew on Jell-O, it's the nastiest thing
What
ever.
if you just didn't chew it and you just swallowed it?
Like if you just sucked
It's like
on,
snot. It's
but
like
then,
snot.
But then it's like, yeah,
It's like cold snot.
yeah. I mean, I've actually have had things like raw clam, or whatever that is, where you put a little lemon juice on it and you eat it. It's really good. Cannot take the texture. I can't take it.
Oh, you would hate, but love bone marrow. Oh, dude, bone marrow is so good.
Yeah. See, I'm a texture dude, so I have to there's certain things I love, but I can't eat because of the texture. It just drives me up the wall.
I get that. I definitely. Ugh.
Yeah. So then the rest of the evening, the girl there's piles of. I think a lot of the girls have my same. They don't like the
They
feel.
thought the idea was cool, but they didn't want to eat any of it.
Yeah. So there's piles of Jell-O left in our fridge because they cut it out.
You should have brought some. I would have eaten Jell-O on camera. Oh, we should have made you eat Jell-O on camera.
Well, that's what my wife, she was like, okay, you know what you guys really need to do is do a cringe video where every time you cringe, you have to eat something
you don't like. Ooh, we could have like a lazy Susan with a bunch of random stuff on it.
Or you could have like a...
And then we watch one episode of The Office.
Or like the worst episode of the most cringiest.
Ooh,
I shouldn't say worst, the most cringy of The Office.
Which one is that?
I don't know because I can't...
It's Scott's Tots.
Yeah.
It's where he promises a bunch of high school kids when he's super rich, or a bunch of middle schoolers when he's super rich, or he will be super rich by the time they graduate, and so he'll pay for all of their college.
Oh.
And then they show up and he's working at a paper company. He's a regional manager.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And in 2005, he was,
Yeah.
Anyways, so Jell-O's gross. I knew this about Caleb not until right now. Well, because you made the Jell-O for the Family Force 5 video.
I did, but did you see me eat any of it?
No, neither did I, because it sat in that fridge forever.
Yeah, plus it had Lego figurines in it.
So when we were, something I'll always remember for some reason is when we were filling up the credits for that,
yeah,
and it said producer. You were like, "What's a producer?" And you looked it up, and it was like somebody, or not producer. I forget. Maybe it was producer. And it was like person who invested money into this, and you're like, well, I'm the one who invested the money, so I'm the producer.
I don't remember that, but I can see myself.
Or maybe it was an executive.
I paid
or something.
for the Jell-O, so.
And I was like looking at you like, but that was like $1. You're like, yeah, but I have the most money invested in this video. I was like, screw you. And then Caleb and I actually got interviewed on the radio show.
We did.
It's the most. That's something we should cringe to.
Oh, yeah.
It's so bad. I had no public speaking skills, and you saved my butt on a few things because they asked me a super simple question, and I gave them the worst answer. I asked them a long and meandering story about how my brothers owned the Legos years ago, and how I came across this, and I was like, and you were like, anyways, so yeah, and you cut me off.
Yeah. Well, at that point in time, you were what?
I don't know.
12 or 14?
I was super young. Anybody under 20 is 12.
Yeah, pretty much. And so at that point in time, I just remember because they called us and said, hey, we want to interview you. I'm like, sweet, that sounds fun.
So cringy.
So we were down in my parents' basement and on our cordless phones back in the good old days.
Oh my gosh.
And I was pretty comfortable at that point with talking, but James was just pacing back and forth
Well, that is not unusual because whenever I used to talk, but the thing is I used to talk on the phone constantly to Sam for hours at a time. But it's different I'd never been interviewed.
Exactly. It's different than being asked questions and then responding with good answers.
And now I think I'd be fine at it because I've been doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed your public speaking or talking to people has gotten better because we've done almost 80 episodes of the podcast?
Not necessarily that. Mainly the reason I talk so well, I can talk with people so well is honestly from my previous work as a furniture delivery guy.
Okay.
They were very good at training us how to make small talk, how to interact with the customer to make them feel comfortable. And then after a while of, setting up their furniture and they're like... over your shoulder, like breathing. You just get comfortable with people in your space. Like yesterday, I was switching out a gas valve control for a guy on his water heater, and he was sitting right there, and he goes, "Does this make you awkward?" I'm like, "No."
Well, yeah, I did not the same thing, but I was putting in a water heater for a guy, and he's like, "I used to work for construction companies, so I understand." So he like left, and I was like, "You would." The people that make me feel any kind of uncomfort is the people that just stand there and like fold their arms and look at you. They don't make small talk. Like I'd prefer small talk than them just like watching what you're doing. The best customers are the ones who are like, "Yeah, I used to do this, but I'm too busy now."
The best customers are the ones that aren't there.
Well, that was sarcasm, but yeah, that one. The ones that leave the doors unlocked, here are the true heroes of the service industry.
Doors unlocked. Here's the door. Animals are in the cages. You're good to go. Those are the best.
Slightly better is when they have really nice outside dogs and they're really cute and cuddly. I went to one and they had puppies.
Ooh.
It was
That'd
cute.
be hard.
I didn't
to
leave for
actually
a while.
get your job done.
I did take longer on that job. I'll fully admit that.
I fully admit.
Puppies are cute. Puppies are cute, and so they make doing your job harder.
Yes, they do.
But the worst is when I was at a house and they kept taking they had a cute little dog. It was a husky. It was a baby husky, so it was really just floppy and playing. And they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry he's bothering you. I'm sorry he's bothering you." I was like, No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, trust me, he's not bothering me.
He's not bothering me.
Why don't you come here, you big floppy monster?
Pretty much.
When you lose professionalism in the middle of a job.
Or in the middle of a sentence, you're like, "Yeah, I could look at you. Stop it.
Quit snipping my crotch."
I don't know, it's just staying in.
Because I once had a dog. I was working, and it was like one of those little pugs.
Oh,
so
no.
it had no face. It literally looked like a light bulb. It started his head and like belly were really fat, and then it got skinny. It looked like a light bulb. Anyways, I was like working, and I was like kneeling, and he would walk in and like go right into my crotch. I was like, "Get out of here, you little weirdo! Go!" So I end up taking like my work bag and like something else and like barricading the door so the dog wouldn't bother me.
Oh my gosh. Quit smelling my crotch.
Quit smelling my crotch, you little weirdo.
The worst is when it's a big dog too, because you can't push them away because they weigh 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Or knock you down because their tails are wagging. Oh. This has like been the ultimate rabbit trail video or audio. Something.
Welcome to the podcast.
We got fun and games. Ooh, what is that? It's shiny.
You're gonna die. This article is more than 1 year old from the Washington Post.
All right. Should I continue on with another podcast?
Yes.
I've been up since 4, people. Excuse me. It's been a long morning. I have a sick child at home. Anyways.
Yeah, brag about it.
Brag about my sick child at home. All right. So imagine this. You're in Florida. You're enjoying a beautiful canoe trip. When suddenly you see a fish launched out of the water, just absolutely punted. Pretty soon you see a dolphin flying off after it to eat it. This is actually a fishing technique of some dolphins, I believe, down in Florida, which is absolutely awesome. We got videos here showing you some stuff. But what they do is they see the fish, they go up, and they just punt it with their tail and just absolutely launch the fish.
I wonder who took the video, and I wonder how many fish had been punted by the time they took that video.
It could have just been one of those things where they were just like, "Oh, this is awesome. This is, yes, that is money in the bank."
Well, that just got way more cool.
And then
I've heard of flying fish, but this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. So they absolutely punt the fish out of the water. It's actually gone like over top of bridges. It's gone like 20, 30 feet in the air.
Oh
like the fish
gosh.
is just like, what the heck just happened to me? Talk about an out-of-body water experience. Out-of-body experience of water.
You have 3 kids. It's okay.
It's allowed. And the most awesome part is the dolphin, after slapping this fish out of the water, it can find it. Like it knows the general direction.
Well, it just has its tail snot on it. Or whatever.
Tails.
Aren't they slick with something? not snot, but like
dolphins?
Yeah, I thought they have like I thought they secrete something.
They could. I don't know. I have to look into it.
I have no idea why I have that thought, but I'm pretty sure I thought they like secreted something so they could swim faster.
Oh, well. Anyways, so they're able to track down the fish
dumb to like
that
any dolphin expert. Continue.
They track down the fish that it just stunned and goes and eats it. But this is one of the fishing techniques of dolphins, which are absolutely incredible creatures. Could you just imagine? Just
Well, what's a dolphin thinking? Because dolphins are like supposedly the smartest mammal, and so if you got to think about what they're thinking, it's like, how did they come up with that idea of fishing? Why don't they just go bite it?
I think because it's so quick.
Or do they do it for the reason that some people, torture dogs before they eat them? They're giving it an adrenaline rush.
Or maybe that's
it tastes better.
Maybe they tenderizing.
If a fish gets launched 30 feet in the air and then lands back on the water, it's like concrete.
Getting slapped by a fish. Bam!
I bet that does kill the fish like pretty quick.
It completely stuns them. Like they're just sitting there going,
ow, my gills.
I'm dead. I don't want to live anymore. Just come eat me.
You should watch there's an interesting video about how lightning doesn't kill that many fish, but it does kill a few. Because the electricity only goes like a meter down.
Well, that makes sense.
But it was hilarious. Just all the fish that die per year, but it's not enough to matter. That was kind of the conclusion of the video.
It's like, ooh, this looks like an interesting video. Oh, that was...
Some fish die, but it doesn't matter.
Some fish die, but it really doesn't matter. Oh, goodness.
So mine is, I'm going to say the buzzer word. The TikTok skull breaker challenge landed a teen in the hospital. 2 minors face criminal charges.
Skull breaker?
At first, the videos appear with... why do I do this? Every time I read, because I get to it anyways. At first, the video appears innocuous, showing 3 people standing side by side but unlike other clips on the popular social media app TikTok, the users in these videos don't break into a coordinated dance or act out a funny sketch. Who wrote this? An 85-year-old man? Instead, 2 people target the person in the middle, swiftly kicking their legs out from under them and sending them painfully to the ground.
Ow.
Known as the Skullbreaker Challenge, a reference to the victim's head hitting the ground as they tumble backwards, the dangerous routine has gone viral in recent months. A year ago, March 4th, 2020. Parents, school administrators, doctors, and law enforcement officials who are seeing young people nationwide land in hospitals with serious injuries are horrified.
Oh, my goodness.
On Tuesday, the county prosecutor's office in New Jersey did something about it. Prosecutors charged 2 minors with third-degree aggressive assault.
Oh.
Could you imagine making a video with your friends, like pushing them around? First of all, the third person who hit the ground, unless you're like seriously hurt.
Yeah.
You're not friends anymore. The fact that you went and were like, this hurt.
Yeah.
Aggravated assault and third-degree endangering and injuring victim following a January incident related to the prank. According to the news release from the office, the prank caused another minor to suffer a seizure. Okay, never mind. I don't think I'd be friends with you anymore.
Yeah. If
I had a seizure. I love how I just did a full 180 on what I just said. As well as a head injury and a concussion.
See, like that makes perfect sense. Like, because it's just... Hey guys, let's walk onto this nice soft grass where, if we do this, it probably won't hurt so bad. No, let's do it on cement.
It's like playing Red Rover on cement.
Yeah. Surprised that game hasn't picked back up adults playing Red Rover.
Oh my gosh, we should do that at the bachelor party.
Red Rover, send Cody on over. We don't know what happened. He just went unconscious.
This isn't funny. I'm not laughing at this. I'm definitely laughing at this. While the names and the ages involved were not released by prosecutors because they are juveniles, Stacy Schinicker told the NBC News that her 13-year-old son had been injured at school on January 24th. After arriving at school, the woman said that she was told by the first responder that her son had an who was unresponsive at the time. That's terrifying. Had a seizure.
Yeah.
Initially, we didn't know what happened, she said, noting that her son spent more of the day in the hospital. At that point, we had never heard of the prank. Oh, there's a video.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's TikTok. Why would there not be a video?
Okay, so what happened? So what they do, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh.
That's brutal.
That's really mean.
That's really mean. And they did it on concrete. He hit the back of his head because he was not expecting that. So they're not alone in their experience. I don't know why I thought this was it's not funny. I think what I'm laughing at is the fact that hurting your friend is viral.
Yeah, it's kind of like eating Tide Pods and all the other weird
Gosh, we
things.
sound so old. Anyways.
Kids eating Tide Pods.
Daggone kids eating Tide Pods. Back in my day, we ate just the dish soap like a man.
Yeah, we just ate the sugar straight out of the bowl. Gee whiz.
And then I have GTA stock information.
What?
You can make millions of dollars in GTA playing the stock market. Not in real life, obviously.
Oh, like in the game itself.
No,
Okay.
no, in the game. So
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
I got one of my characters up to several $1 billion.
Because I know
$1 million.
that in that you can do things and
yeah,
take
you do
people out.
assassinations, and so I just looked up every time you do an assassination, what stock to invest in, and I invested $600,000, and I got a return of $1.5 million. Anyways, so that's something that's interesting.
That is something interesting.
No, $1.2 million. Anyways, I doubled my money.
1.2 million. Yeah. Dolphins. Going back to dolphins.
Back to dolphins.
Yeah.
Smartest mammal on the earth, supposedly.
So another interesting fact about dolphins.
Just pulling that on my butt.
That my wife has showed me all of this stuff. She's like, hey, honey, you need to take a look at this.
Hey, honey.
Dolphins have been observed on multiple occasions carrying pufferfish in their mouths and squeezing them, and then passing them to other dolphins.
Wait, say that again. What?
Dolphins have been observed on multiple occasions carrying pufferfish in their mouths and squeezing them, and then passing them to other dolphins.
Because it's, oh my gosh. That's awesome. They're drug addicts.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, now I gotta look this up. Keep going.
It is a spectacular that dolphins are trying to get the pufferfish to release a small burst of neurotoxins, which puts them into a trance-like state. This actually, I sent you a video. There's a video of them.
Just doing it?
Yeah.
That sounds bad.
I sent you a text.
Oh, crap. You sent me a text?
Well, I think it came in text form.
Or
No,
Messenger?
no. It came in Messenger.
Oh, I see it.
Yes. I was surprised you
I gotta
didn't.
figure out how to download, because I don't think I saw it. I think I just thought it was more fish slapping, so I didn't.
No. This one was.
So they freak the fish out.
They freak the fish out. Yeah, they bite on it,
And then it's like, bro, what the heck? Oh my gosh, they're just tripping. They're tripping
and
balls.
then they basically they get enticed by the reflection of themselves in the surface of the water.
Oh my gosh. This is awesome.
So they literally are passing the puffer.
Pass the puff here.
Oh. So that is something that I found out. And while we were doing that, I was like, what other animals
Do drugs.
do drugs? And the first thing that comes up, of course, is cats.
Dude.
Catnip. One of the most familiar examples of animals using drugs is, of course, catnip. Many cats
gosh,
owners
it's
have
so
witnessed
great.
their pets' enthusiasm
Enthusiasm.
presented
No.
with the potent herb.
It's not enthusiasm. It's spazzing the hell out.
When exposed to catnip, cats will eat it, the flowers, and rub themselves on the leaves and stems. And in a matter of minutes, the cats will begin to show signs of intoxication. Oh.
That's like part of the reason I want to get a kitten.
This is catnip?
This is just catnip.
You want to get your cat addicted?
Catnip and a laser. Those are the two
Oh.
reasons I want a cat.
Yeah.
Think of the content, Caleb.
Oh, goodness.
It's like 2,000 5 all over again with YouTube videos.
Oh, goodness. Another one that enjoys intoxications is cows grazing on what's called loco weed.
What?
Cows, as well as other such sheep and horses, will sometimes seek out plants called loco weed. This intoxicating plant acts as a tranquilizer, putting the animal into a stupor of calmness.
So they're just doing CBD, basically?
Basically.
So, yeah, bro.
Bighorn sheep scraping hallucinogenic lichen.
Oh. Oh, my.
So in the Rocky Mountains, the bighorn sheep will completely deviate from their normal small foraging territories to find this hallucinant lichen. The lichen grows in very risky and terrible spots for these animals to try to go to. So they risk their lives for this lichen, and they have to grind it down in their teeth. And so they will literally lose their teeth to grind this stuff down.
You just sound like a meth addict.
They pretty much are.
Holy crap.
Because they'll actually go into dangerous places to try and do this. Deer eating psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay. Do they see God?
I don't know. Many types of deer will dine on the psychedelic mushrooms, including moose and caribou. While foraging, the deer will seek out fly agaric mushrooms frozen beneath the winter snow. Humans observed have stated that after eating the fungi, the deer often display drunken behavior, including aimless running, head twitching, and noise making.
Again, just another meth addict. Another crackhead.
Oh, this one's one of my favorite. Wallabies on opium. Oh, goodness.
It's very addictive, I hear. Opioids.
In 2009, Tasmanian Attorney General Lauren...
Oh, this place doesn't exist. Got it.
Yeah. This place
it's Tasmania. It doesn't exist.
Reported that wallabies are causing great problems for crop security. The one interesting bit that I found recently in one of my briefs on poppy industry was that we have a problem with wallabies entering poppy fields, getting as high as a kite and going around in circles, and then they crash. We see crop circles in the poppy industry from wallabies that are high.
That sounds more absurd than aliens. Like, you get somebody new in the farm, and they're like, whoa, aliens. You're like, no, it's just a wallaby.
It's just a wallaby.
It's just a high wallaby.
Just a high
just
wallaby.
A high wallaby. Oh, I said A. That's a Canadian.
Canadian wallabies.
Canadian.
Where'd that Canadian wallaby come from?
Canadian wallaby. So I had 2 stupid stories. This one, I'm not going to read the whole story. I'm just really going to read the headline. So Margaret Howell-Lovett. I'll just read this headline. Scientists once gave dolphins LSD in an attempt to communicate them.
To communicate
with them.
To communicate them.
To communicate with them. And the story gets real weird.
It does. LSD does some weird stuff.
There's some weird stuff that happens. It involves being weird. I'll talk about after the podcast. If you look up dolphins on LSD, and you can read the story for yourself. But that was just something interesting. And then I thought this was hilarious. Florida man dirts his hand with peanut butter and punches neighbor allergic to nuts.
Nuts?
Yeah.
You mean?
I said nuts.
It sounded like nuns.
Nuns and who's allergic to nuts?
Allergic to nuns.
He was tortured.
That's why I looked at you for so long. I'm like, I don't think you said what you thought I said.
Florida man dirts his hand with peanut butter and punches neighbors allergic to nuts. I was so...
The feast of death.
I was so excited.
That's so gross.
Yeah, but like your friend... A guy... If they touch nuts, they're going to swell up and die unless they have an EpiPen. It's fake news.
Oh.
I was so disappointed. Man plants, because it's on this website, plants marijuana seeds in his neighbor's garden and calls the police 3 months later. It's also fake. I was so disappointed. These were all really good stories. I was like, oh, it's a satire site. Daggone it.
Dang you, Babylon Bee.
So I just thought that was a great concept for like, it'd be a great sketch comedy. I think, not just like a little sketch, like a 5-minute video.
Or like even a 15-second video
it's just
would
like,
be perfect.
What's an EpiPen for? I'm allergic to nuts.
End of video. Roll credits.
So
Except they don't really roll credits anymore, do they?
Not really, no.
They should.
Once in a while they do that one bit. I don't know why.
That one bit, yeah, was really...
Well, it's 36 minutes. Probably should wrap this up.
Oh, but I don't have anything else to talk about, so it's time to wander.
Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. You can watch us on YouTube. You can email us. What's that?
That's the first thing I do. I like it.
Same. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get updates on what's happening with the podcast if I ever post. You can suggest a green screen background, a topic, or if you want to be on the podcast, you can message us on Facebook, Instagram, or email us at morningeggnog@gmail.com. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful morning, noon, or night.
See you guys.